Hi, welcome. This is a new library. This is Beautifully Broken. Here's the artwork. So welcome, my name is John Skippy Limcool. This is, as I said, Beautifully Broken. Yes, new glasses, yay. This is a library. I was going for dirty, imperfect, cool effects, and drum loops. These are playing inside of Omnisphere. And if you turn off the actual loop, there's some noisy stuff going along with it. And I'm using Show MIDI down below, and this is ModMate. This is helping me use this old controller, which has controllers 74, 71, 79, 72, rerouted to 12467, so that I can use this to control the 4 standard controllers that we're using for these libraries for Omnisphere. This is the same 4 controllers we used for Airwave Volume 3. So by using ModMate, which is a free software download from my website, if you go to pluginguru.com and then at the list of all the different plugins, you'll see software. Click that and that will take you to where you can download this. It can even let you take a controller slider and reroute it to be sending out aftertouch, which is really useful. Now you can put on a fader, automate it that way. It's pretty cool. So check those out if you want. This is a library which has 129 patches, 15 multis, and I think it's like 27 samples, something like that. It's not a huge library. It's in the more like Retrosphere price range. So it's not the $49, it's the $39 price range for the library. This is also the first library to come with all the new presets in the bonus presets folder. There's 1,020 presets in here for 5 different parts of Omnisphere. There's over 700 Arpeggiator presets, for example, like 300 or 400 of the effect racks, because now the effect racks has the distorted guitars from the Mega Magic Guitars Volume 2. I made a whole bunch of auxiliary buses. So if you use the auxiliary bus to do reverb and delay and all that kind of stuff, I saved a whole bunch of those there. The Arpeggiator has all sorts of categories, put some of the drums. Chords is nothing but things that use chords for rhythm, so you can do, it's just really useful stuff. I'm going to do a secondary video to support just how to get these into Steam folder, how to install this library, and the basics of using these libraries. I'm realizing I have a lot of new customers that are like, I'm a guitar player and I don't know what to do. So I'll make a video right after this one, actually probably in the morning because it's kind of late. It's like, what, 1:30? I'll make one in the morning. But I want to show you this library real quick. I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. I'm going to start by playing just the multis, because these kind of show you kind of all the different vibe of the patches and the bass. I recorded the daylights out of my Waldorf Pulse, which I love very much, and put a whole bunch of sounds for basses and synths into here for this library. The drums, by the way, if you notice when I open this folder, there's a thing called Beautifully Broken Loops. All of the drum loops, and not only the full mix, but also elements, all these stems of things. And they're 2 major loops. They're all their kick, snare, hat. So you have the full mix as well as the hat, kick, snare, and the trash layer, which was used. I'm going to be doing a full-blown drum loop library this year. This is fodder that I'm going to be using to build up things bigger than this. But when I put these into Omnisphere to test, they just had a really cool vibe. And it was enough, it was just perfect for a library like this. So they're kind of minimal, but then I programmed around them and added additional things in Omnisphere, and then added all this stuff with the synths. So this is like the vibey, darky stuff, right? Now, as you see, I'm just holding a note and it's playing an arc. What's cool with it, if you do this, you can play notes without holding them down. Let's get a grow going. So there's all sorts of fun things to do with these. Broken Love. It happens sometimes, doesn't it? So this is one that's a split. I made a piano. This is just using samples inside of Omnisphere. So it's using, like, I believe it's using the MT240 and Dream Piano together. And so you'd think it'd be like a dreamy kind of piano. And it kind of is, but... you know, it's got a dirty vibe to it. And this bass, it's a dark bass, but if you listen, there's all sorts of stuff you can add to it. Even when it's just sitting there normal, it's kind of dirty, so... then up a high. So you can take it all sorts of places with these 4 controllers. And the bottom C that triggers the drum loop, you play it once, and because there's a thing called latch, it starts and it's set to an arpeggiator that's playing it, and it plays until you play a note to turn it off. So you have these autoplay drum grooves for every one of these. All 15 are different takes on this kind of an idea. This one's kind of fun because there's this drum loop on C sharp as well as the main one, which also triggers the windy stormy. And then the controller 2, if I bring this up so you can see it, it makes it so you just have the storm and it's guitars. So you can go all sorts of places. So fun stuff. Let's see. Found love on YouTube. We did this in a live stream a week ago. And this is the end result. I did a little bit of tweaking with speakers and so forth, but it came out really cool. I love the key of G minor for some reason lately. So I'm playing a lot of G minor. Sorry. I'll go to B. You're F. Back to G minor. I don't know. This whole library has been like a G minor library. Lost in Ontario. I'm from Ontario, Oregon. That's where I grew up as a kid. And so I thought I would give a little tribute to, it's a small town I couldn't wait to move out of. Kind of µ-ziq kind of vibe, stuff like that. Mellow mandolin morning has a nice mandolin. And then a nice So everything you're hearing, that's a separate effect in the patch section, okay? So everything that you're hearing are separate patches. I'm just playing them. Modern Montana. And let's set this a little bit faster. Get to a little bit, like, do 90 beats per minute for this one. So, and the key of A minor. You get the idea, right? It's really nice. And this is one that's do a layer of, it's combination of the guitar. And then there's a snappy pulse synth. Together they make a really nice. And then there's a kind of a cowboy yeehaw. Faster computer. want, you can go over here to that bass part and turn off the ARP and hear the imperfections in it. It's got a little pitch LFO, detuning, of course. So I'm trying to make things not sound pretty, but still impressive. You get the idea. Okay, so moving on. Solo Serengeti is similar to Chilly Weather. I actually like this one better. I found inside of Omnisphere there's some rain and thunderstorm samples. They make for really effective groove with thunder. You know, Valentine's Day is around the corner. A lot of people are going to break up and have broken hearts and stuff. So this is the broken heart, beautiful library, right? Isn't that nice? CC2 makes the drums go away. And I put a long release on the storm so you can stop it and then restart it to get the thunder to re-trigger. Very fun to play. Sometimes Champions. This is a really cool one. This one needs to be maybe even a little bit faster than this. It might be fine. Really cool Pulse Waldorf sample. Yeah, we're gonna go fight those guys, man. They messed us up. You get the idea. So some silly stuff like that. Sticking to it. I love this one. This is really fun. I started it up with this. Sunday Split, kind of simple. Electric piano, bass, lovely pad. Cool, like taking off like seagulls. Okay, Unsure Horizon. Oh yeah. orange. Love. Love? Okay, when the rain comes, yeah, I did a lot of weather and love. I don't know. It's just, that's kind of what I was feeling, so that's what it is. It's the artist's prerogative. Oh, this is one of those where, sorry. So this is another one where there's two loops. There's just a downbeat. And then you play C sharp. It's a little bit more complex groove. And if you want, you can go over to this groove here, 5. And let's say we go to the Beautifully Broken library. Got to go over to sharing, click Beautifully Broken, and then come down here to Messy, and it's even more to the loop. It's a cool groove going on. We got strings. So lots of fun. Lots of fun to play with that one. Okay, so here's Wherever the Wind Blows, multi number 15. I'm sorry, this is using a drum loop as the fall. More messy. Okay. So 15 multis that you can spend days jamming with. Let's initialize this multi. I'll show you the patches real quick. Okay, let's go to Beautifully Broken. Lots of basses, lots of Waldorf pulse samples being used. So right? And if you want, we could do this. Let's go over here and set all of these to be controlled with MIDI CC1. So you can hear all the radicalness you can do to the sounds. Again, these are not perfect. There's noise, there's chirping, there's weird stuff in all of them. Right? Again, noise. Champion. Chili. on. Deep Road. Let's get Logan. Some of these I've got CC2 is changing envelopes. So it's going, actually, you see it's got a long release, but you don't hear that when you first call it up. If I route these to be like they're supposed to be, so it's like this. CC2. Allows you to make it into a drone. Or bring it back. Right? Round Road. Love the attacks. Roigabiv. I listened very closely to a specific song. Got very inspired and tried to make it so. Secret Service. Serengeti. Snake Eyes Drone. I love this one. The res is great. Solid Sunday. Again, these are not perfect. They're messy. Typically, one is doing filter cutoff or pitch LFO. Like here it's pitch LFO 2. Usually filter, add a little more grunge. Controller 4. The third one is usually distortion and modulation effects like flanging. Here's chorus. And then 4 is reverb delay, usually the auxiliary bus, so you can have the reverb and delay keep swimming around you. So that's the basic 4 controllers for most of these. Wicked Service. And Wicked Tape. Okay. Box of Chocolates. This is, I love this one. This is the synth waveform version. And I modified this. CC1 does the toms. Does the sub bass. Then all the rhythm, all that stuff is on this third one. Flexible. This is one of my test cases. Like, okay, why do we want to have 4 MIDI CCs? What are the advantages of that? And being able to have each of these elements have a bass, rhythm for the bass, then effects on separate sliders. Just so cool. And then when I started making the multi and I put it into it, I was like, oh, I want it to be more of a detuning thing. So I changed it to be using one of the string pulse samples. Right? Cellular Dancer. Oh, this is the bass. So you want this to be maybe a little bit faster. Just like in this range. Again, it's totally broken. Cowboy Sunday. Deep swingy road. Have that swing. Slow it down a little bit. Rolling through town. Wicked Logan. And Wicked Very Spiky. Okay. Some chords. These are... there's a lot of Canada in the library. Just Canadian for all sorts of stuff. It's pretty funny. Like that, Pulse of Life. Tossed About from the Wind. That's cool. These are the drum loops. Again, these are available in the library as WAV files and RX2 files. In fact, if you want, I can show you real quickly. I have loaded them into Stylus RMX. So we could call up Stylus and you can see how they work. You just, again, you use the Sage converter, user libraries, and then into the converted Rex files is where it put it. So I've kept it there. The drum loops, and then just the independents. The hat, kick. There's 60 loops. So all the full mixes. And if we go Sunshine full mix, and then we come over here and we find Sunshine. Here's Sunshine. Let's say clean. This will give you an idea of the difference between the granular engine playing it versus it being a much nicer quality in Stylus RMX, right? So let's compare that. Here is and that's why I kind of went this direction, is because when it went through the granular engine, I could get it to be smooth and everything, but it still had this kind of like lo-fi attitude-y thing to it. And I was like, okay, let's make a lo-fi gritty attitude-y library. And so you can transpose it. Doesn't change tempo. Okay, so there's all of these loops. I'm not going to play all of them. Dirty. Roy is hip, yeah. Smooth Psycho. And there's 33 drum loop patches to play with, so that's pretty cool. BPM pads. Here's another one. Wicked. Gee, I'm still playing in G minor. Let's play E flat. Oh, it's effects. And pulsing noise drop. And then reflection shards. This is one that's really cool. This is one we did in the live stream because this is part of the Found Love on YouTube. We set it up so that those delays have that nice shimmering reverb on them. Here's your Canadian series. We've got Canadian apples. These are chords, so for melody, chordal things. Very popular in these genres. Bacon, butterflies. Gotta have lovers in Canada somewhere. And the Rockies. Left side drive. You've probably heard some of those melody ideas before. If you know your boards of Canada and stuff like that. Memory of Tomorrow. And if you want to play with these, it's really easy to go into these and use the harmonia to make different chords. Just change them in whatever chord set you want. Effects. Lots of really cool effects. This is the windstorm one. Climbing to the top, meaning it's going up. Falling means it's going to come down. A lot of these, you hold on to it, it'll go up. And then when you let up, it'll go down. Falling through a foxhole. Falling through a wormhole. Ouch. Linearity in flight. I don't know what linearity is, but it sounds like a cool word. And it's using a square waveform for the shape, for the growth. Rainstorm on the Serengeti. That's with the thunder. And then Spilt cereal box in space. Like, if you like air, play high G, you get something really cool. A lot of guitars, but they're not very clean. There's lonely guitars. And this is cool because controller 4. Okay. Mandolin jazz. Guitar of it's mandolin and the jazz guitar together. So, and these are all samples inside of Omnisphere, just treated differently, layered. Montana Sitar Dreams. There's some bluesy ones, there's some clean ones. Tormented Passion Fruit. Okay. Then keys. There's a Dirty Old Dino piano. Dirty Road to My Heart. Again, these are just using samples in Omnisphere. It's not Keyscape, so you don't have to have Keyscape. Moving to Whoville. And then the piano. And you can make it even more broken. Slow down the attacks. Make it dreamy. Make it into a pad. Okay. Lots of fun leads. Add a 2D. So you can have some fun with that. Synth the accordion. There's all these vocoders. This is where I've taken actual phrase samples. We go to A. This phrase sample. And you can move this. If you turn this off. This is one of the phrases that's inside of Omnisphere, but if you turn on. Freeze it where you want and then turn on a synth waveform or another sample that's in tune. And then you need to tune it. Some are really cool. I think there's a little portamento. And that just plays havoc with the granular engine a little bit. Dirty whistle. Okay. Really awesome pads. Love these. Okay. Evolves, does some really cool things. Canada's never bored. Liquid strings is a pulse from my Waldorf pulse samples. Liquid strings. Kind of Elka kind of quality. A little bigger Bo Peep. And then little Bo Peep. there to play with. Major matrix. When the heart is crying. Right? And then Wicked Anarcho. And then a couple synth patches. There's Cheap Lovely Strings. Cheaper. Okay. Dreaming with Power. Hello, Ontario. Pac-Man Blipper. Thrifty EDM Synthy. Then go from kind of masked and hiding to that. Wave Drones. All this stuff. Then the sample actually panning left and right. This is actually a sample from my micro cue. Okay, and Wicked Power Blipper. So that's the library. It comes with all those bonus presets. It comes with the loops and the recycle versions of the loops. So you can load them into Stylus RMX if you have Stylus RMX to give it some new drum loops to play with, as well as loops inside of Omnisphere 2.5, all of the multis, all the moody basses and patches and pads. It's a cool library. So I thank you for buying if this is something that you're interested in. Thank you for your support. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care.